not a ton of returning starters, a young team, but a really tight-knit group. I love the chemistry of this group, from, the seniors on down through the freshmen. They're a really tight group. They do a lot together. You could see it early in the off season, through the winter and spring and the beginning part of this summer, what a unique group they were. And the chemistry that these seniors have created with the whole team is such a positive thing, and really makes it enjoyable to get out there and get after things. I think we have, on the offensive side, we probably have 5, and on the defensive side, 4. Rushin is somebody that, was a big part of our offensive line this year, and, he's in there, and Kerry is back at an offensive tackle for us, and I think that on the defensive side, we have some young guys that we're playing, a couple up front, and defensive backs. I think we have some secondary people back in Armau and Scavina. And I think, just to name a few, Pastella's back, and he played a bunch for us on both sides of the ball as a sophomore last year. So we have some guys that are returning, but it's definitely going to be, the key is definitely going to be our young people gaining experience in a hurry. Obviously there's not a lot of time. Once you get into doubles, you have a couple weeks and you have 2 scrimmages, and then it's time to go, and the records count. So in that short time, these guys are going to have to mature and figure out and gain experience, which is the hardest thing. You obviously can't teach experience, so it's the hardest part of high school football, and the turnover and transition that happens every year is the seniority, it's the experience. These guys are have been around long enough to figure it out, and I think that any kind of motivation that can bring a group together, whether it be positive or negative, that puts them in a positive direction, is motivation, and that's something you need. It takes a lot of motivation in 2019 for young folks to come out on this field in the heat and through doubles and put on all that equipment and such a physical nature of the game. It's a tough sport, and I think that the more motivation you have to get out there and compete is key. There's nothing written in stone anywhere on a depth chart anywhere in our program, and I think that that is motivation in itself for these young folks, and to get out there and earn a spot and go play. I tell you, I love this group. I love their chemistry. I love their work ethic. I love their motivation and their competitiveness, and really excited to the start of the season.